Have you ever wondered why some people swear by lifting the heaviest weights possible, while others focus on doing more reps with lighter weights? What if I told you the difference between training for strength and training for size could completely transform your results? In this video, we're diving deep into these two training styles so you can understand exactly how they work, how they're different, and which one is best for your goals. By the end, you'll know how to train smarter, not harder, and make the most out of your time in the gym. Let's get started. First, let's break down what training for strength actually means. Strength training is all about maximizing your power and ability to lift the heaviest weight possible. Think about it like this. If you're trying to squat the most weight you can for one rep, you're training for strength. It's not about how big your muscles look, it's about how much force they can produce. This type of training focuses heavily on your nervous system. When you lift really heavy weights, your brain and muscles work together to recruit as many muscle fibers as possible to move the load. Over time, your nervous system becomes more efficient at this, allowing you to lift even heavier weights. On the other hand, training for size or hypertrophy is about building muscle mass. If strength training is about what your muscles can do, hypertrophy training is about how your muscles look. Bodybuilders are the perfect example here. Their goal isn't necessarily to lift the heaviest weights, but to grow their muscles in size and shape. Hypertrophy happens when your muscles are put under enough tension to create tiny tears in the muscle fibers. When these tears repair, your muscles grow back bigger and stronger. The key is volume, doing enough sets and reps to thoroughly fatigue the muscles and stimulate growth. So, while strength training focuses on performance, hypertrophy training focuses on aesthetics. But here's something most people don't realize. Strength and size are interconnected. If you're training to get stronger, you'll naturally gain some muscle size along the way. And if you're training for size, you'll get stronger as your muscles grow. The difference lies in how you prioritize your training to achieve your specific goals. Now, let's dive deeper into how these training styles differ when it comes to the nitty-gritty. Sets, reps, and rest periods. In strength training, you're working with low reps and heavy weights. Typically, you'll aim for 1 to 6 reps per set. These reps are intense, requiring maximum effort, so you'll do fewer sets overall. The idea is to focus on quality over quantity. Since lifting heavy weights takes a lot out of you, rest periods are much longer. You'll often rest anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, sometimes even longer, between sets. This ensures that you're fully recovered and ready to lift at your peak capacity for the next set. The exercises in strength training are usually compound lifts like squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and overhead presses. These are multi-joint movements that recruit multiple muscle groups at once. The reason for this is simple. Compound lifts allow you to move the most weight, which is the main goal of strength training. Accessories like bicep curls or tricep extensions aren't the focus here because they don't contribute as much to overall strength. Now, let's talk about hypertrophy training. The name of the game here is volume. Instead of lifting the heaviest weight possible, you're using moderate weights for more reps. The sweet spot for hypertrophy is usually 8 to 12 reps per set, though anywhere between 5 and 30 reps can be effective depending on the exercise and your effort level. Unlike strength training, where you're taking long breaks, hypertrophy training involves shorter rest periods, anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes. The goal is to keep your muscles under tension for as long as possible, which is a key driver of muscle growth. Hypertrophy training also includes a mix of compound and isolation exercises. You'll still do big lifts like squats and bench presses, but you'll also add in isolation moves like bicep curls, tricep extensions, and lateral raises. These exercises target specific muscles, allowing you to create a more balanced and symmetrical physique. If you're training for size, variety is crucial. You want to hit each muscle group from different angles to ensure complete development. One of the biggest differences between these two training styles is how much you rest between sets. In strength training, rest is about full recovery. You need to be fresh to lift heavy weights safely and effectively. In hypertrophy training, rest periods are shorter because the goal isn't maximum strength, it's maximum muscle fatigue. This means you're pushing your muscles to the limit in a different way, and shorter rests can help you achieve that. Let's talk about nutrition for a moment, because it's a huge factor in both strength and hypertrophy training. For strength athletes, the focus is often on eating enough calories to support heavy lifting and recovery. This usually means being in a calorie surplus, with an emphasis on carbohydrates for energy and protein for muscle repair. Carbs are especially important for strength training because they provide the quick energy your body needs to perform heavy lifts. For those training for size, nutrition can vary depending on your goals. If you're bulking, you'll be in a small calorie surplus to gain muscle with minimal fat. If you're cutting, you'll be in a calorie deficit, but still prioritizing protein to preserve muscle while losing fat. Both training styles require adequate protein intake. A good general guideline is about 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. The key difference is your overall calorie balance. Strength training typically requires more overall calories to fuel those heavy lifts, while hypertrophy training can be adjusted based on whether you're looking to bulk up or lean down. Training frequency is another important consideration. For strength training, 3 to 4 days per week is common. Since the sessions are intense and taxing, your body needs more time to recover. Recovery is just as important as the workout itself when you're lifting heavy. For hypertrophy, training 4 to 6 days per week is typical. Since the focus is on volume rather than maximum intensity, you can train more frequently while targeting different muscle groups on different days. For example, you might do chest and triceps one day, back and biceps another day, and legs on a separate day. This allows you to hit each muscle group with enough volume without overtraining. Now, let's address some common misconceptions about these two training styles. One big myth is that you have to choose one or the other. That's simply not true. While you may prioritize one style based on your goals, incorporating elements of both strength and hypertrophy training can give you the best of both worlds. Another myth is that strength training doesn't build muscle. It absolutely does. You'll gain size, just not as much as you would with hypertrophy-focused training. On the flip side, some people think hypertrophy training doesn't make you stronger. Again, this isn't true. As your muscles grow, they'll naturally become stronger, even if your primary goal isn't to lift the heaviest weights. So how do you decide which training style is right for you? It all comes down to your goals. If you're an athlete or someone who wants to maximize their performance in movements like squats, deadlifts, or bench presses, strength training is the way to go. It's also a great option if you're looking to improve your overall power and explosiveness for sports or daily activities. On the other hand, if you're focused on aesthetics and building a balanced muscular physique, hypertrophy training is your best bet. Bodybuilders, fitness models, and anyone looking to improve their appearance will benefit most from this style of training. But remember, you don't have to lock yourself into one approach forever. Many successful athletes and lifters cycle between strength and hypertrophy phases throughout the year. For example, you might spend a few months focusing on building strength, then switch to hypertrophy training to build muscle size. This approach not only keeps your training fresh and exciting, but also helps you avoid plateaus and continue making progress. At the end of the day, strength and size aren't opposites. They're two sides of the same coin. Understanding how they work and how they're connected can help you get the best of both worlds. Whether you want to lift the heaviest weights or sculpt your ideal physique, the key is consistency, effort, and knowing how to tailor your training to your goals. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let me know which training style you're focusing on right now. I'd love to hear about your progress. And as always, keep pushing yourself and striving for your best. See you in the next video.